So I've got a bunch of questions on my recent video where I was talking about how to manifest your SP, no BS. And the questions have a similar tone to them, so I will try to answer them in this video. The number one thing that I can suggest to anybody, I encourage and plead to you guys when you are trying to manifest your SP is to not to focus on them, because it's not about them. It has nothing to do with them. It is your reality. They are just one character in your reality, in your dream that you desire, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, everybody who's trying to manifest their SP, they're like, oh, I want to make them do this, I want to make them text me, I want to make them commit to me, I want to do this to them, or make them, stop giving me breadcrumbs and commit. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything with who you are being. And it's about being the version who already has them. And I've been through that, right? Initially, I was kind of doing the same thing, but at the end of my so-called manifestation journey, I stopped putting my focus on trying to make it happen. And I said that I have it, and end of discussion. And I did some things that are out of characteristic for me. For example, I'm an introvert, and I don't like to go to places, visit far off places. Like, I'm not a touristic guy, but I just bought a ticket and went to a beautiful beach in Malaysia, in Langkawi, and I enjoyed my stay because I said, oh, I already have what I want, so I'm gonna enjoy my life. Why the hell am I, soapy and mopey? And I did a lot of fun things in those few months, and lo and behold, everything that I wanted in that year started to unfold from that point of view, that point. Why? Because who was I being? I was being a person who had what he wanted and he was enjoying his life, right? I was not trying to make, I was not focusing, I was not affirming, I was not trying to make, whatever my situation was with my SP, I was not trying to change it, I was not trying to make them do anything. I was just saying that I have what I want, and that's it, end of discussion, right? I was tired and fed up with, this mental chatter in mind. So what I will suggest to you guys is not to focus on them. They are your reflection, right? Who you are being. And so when the thought comes, oh, will they text me? Is that a thought of a person who has their SP? You would say, of course they would text me. Of course they are obsessed with me. Maybe they are busy, but they will come around because I have them, right? I don't go sit around thinking, oh, does my wife love me or not? Because she's married to me, I have it. So you see how the switch happens. It's your identity. If you have them, you won't be worrying about, oh, will they commit to me? Oh, is it happening? Where's the proof? What's going on? All these questions. Those questions are of the identity who doesn't have them and is trying to make them do something, right? Make them commit, make them fall in love or whatever. So that's my advice to anybody, that don't focus on them. Don't understand how reality works. This is a reflection of you, right? This is your dream, and everybody has their own dream. Everybody is real. I'm not saying they're not real, but in your reality, you are experiencing a version of them that you have created in your mind. This is how Neville Goddard's "everybody is you pushed out" can be explained. This is the only way, because that's the only truth, because God is infinite. If God is infinite, then every single creation of God's has infinite versions, because God is infinite, eternal, and ever expanding and all encompassing. So how can there be just one version of you if you are an individualized aspect of the same God? So you get the point. Now another question, somebody said, like, they're tired of trying to make it happen. We've all been there, right? You've been trying to do processes and this and that, Let it all go. And do what? Decide that you have it and just enjoy your life. You already know the things and activities that you enjoy to do them, right? Whenever you think about whatever you want and it tires you, that's remember, that's the identity of the person who doesn't have it. So you are no longer the person with that identity, right? Change your identity, say that you have it, and think from that identity, and just enjoy your life in the meantime, and you will see how like miraculously everything will start popping up. Because we focus on something we want so much, we stop living. We become, this soapy mopey kind of uh, person who has no will to live, and that's well, who you are being in that moment, right? So you are being that person whose life is not working out, and then more circumstances appear to tire you, to kind of beat on you. As in my latest video, I talked about this Bible verse that says that God says that those who have more will be given them, and those who do not have, that which they have will be taken away from them. And now this sounds very crude and very grim from a kind of a literal or historical perspective or realist perspective. But once you realize that God is talking about consciousness, it makes all the sense in the world, right? It means that those who are already joyous circumstances will be given them, and those who are depressed or sad, well, it sounds cruel, but it's true that life will reflect more of the same for them, or even worse. So enjoy your life while you're manifesting. Oh, the sun is too strong. And do the things that you love, and stop focusing on the thing and focus on who you are being. And once you change who you are being, things will fall into your lap automatically. And I just wanted to announce that a lot of questions people are asking, and if you want to ask me questions face to face, I have this I Am Mastermind membership channel where you can ask me questions on the live call, and I do them almost every week, every Saturday. And this Saturday I have scheduled another one. So if you're interested, you can join the next live call, and we have a sort of a flow-based conversation, and you can basically ask me anything, and I stay on the call as long as there are questions. So it's a great opportunity for those people who really want to have a discussion. So yeah. Another viewer asked the question that, please explain what are we doing here and what is this reality? And I have talked about it at length in my previous videos, but to keep it short and sweet for this viewer, what we are doing here is I take my inspiration from Neville Goddard, who takes his inspiration from William Blake, and scripture. And the idea is that God has chosen to become man to live a life that God would not otherwise, right? If you are an infinite being, what would you do? You would have infinite experiences. So this is an experience of God. An individualized aspect of God is alive within you. This is the sole reason why you can influence reality with your mind. Otherwise you wouldn't, right? And God is alive within each of us. As Neville says, that Christ is within you. And what we are doing here is we are having an experience of what it is like to be a man. God is infinite and unlimited, right? So how would God taste death and experience mortality? By becoming man and having the experience of man. And the physical life has its own, alluring perspective. And so this is just an experience of God becoming man and living the life of being a man. And ultimately Neville says that the promise is given that you will live this life, you will go through the furnaces of affliction, he says, because being man is not easy, right? There's a lot of pain that goes with it. But ultimately, God has promised awakening to everybody. And he says that eventually the Christ within will you awake, and you will be, he gives the entire biblical analogy that you will be resurrected and become one with God once again. And then you can choose to, you are infinite, so you can choose another experience. So really the purpose of life is to live. We want to make it, very metaphysical or very deep or something spiritual. No, but God wanted to be this, and so he is this. God wanted to be the tree, so he's the tree. God is infinite, and all the creations, God is living through all His creations, and this is one of, He's alive within you, and now you are having this experience. You are giving God a new, unique experience. So we label things as good as bad, but in the entirety of God, everything is neutral, right? It's all an experience, because uh, when you wake up from a night dream, a nightmare, you feel relieved, like, oh, it was just a dream. So once you will become one with God once again, you'll be, oh, this was a dream. I was playing, a character in this drama, but everything is all right because now I'm one with God, and nothing really was actually gonna harm me, right? So what you're doing is you're living, and the purpose of the life is to live. So this is why Neville taught the law of assumption, and he said, while you wait for the promise of awakening, apply the law and live life to the fullest. Why live the life of a poor man when you can be rich, right? So live life to the fullest by applying the law of assumption. And the promise is going to come in due time. There's nothing you can do about it. It's something that is triggered by God when the time is right. So the purpose of the life is to live.